Hello and welcome! In this video I'm going over some of the new things from the livestream that was yesterday. It's not much big news, but still some things to go over. I'm the Babe Lover, let's get straight to it! The most important thing we're starting with is the early access for Anthem will start at 9 AM Central Time. This was announced in the livestream. And thank you to Blake for making this graphic. I know a lot of people are mad at EA for not fixing the time and that we can't trust them, but people, come on. People make mistakes and you all get it 1 week earlier than the rest of us. We also got more details about the endgame and the details of Act 1. I'll let Ben Irving explain.
Evolving world is really the payoff that Anthem is this dangerous world. You know, one of the strengths I think of the IP, the narrative, the world building is that this world is constantly evolving and it's constantly changing. And so we wanted to pay that off by saying, hey, when you come to Anthem, there's always a new experience waiting for you. And that might be, you know, doing a stronghold or things you know about, but it can also take the form of things like events. And so, you know, an example of an event.
Have we shown one of those yet?
Yeah, so an example of an event we showed in the demo.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we did.
Did you guys like that? I thought it was cool.
I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
And so it can be things like that where it's like, hey, maybe we spawn Titans in the world for a couple hours or a couple days, and Titans drop great loot, and we have a challenge associated with it, and then you can collect the loot and complete the challenge. And it's like a fun thing to log into. And other things will be more subtle, and I don't want to talk about them to spoil them, but there are small things that we think the players who play a lot will notice these things and say, what's this about? And sometimes there's cool rewards to that, and sometimes it leads you into something bigger. The second one was Stronger Together. And so Stronger Together is really about, you know, the freelancers done all this stuff, and I won't talk about the story, and their numbers are growing, and you're forming together to try to take on tougher and tougher challenges, and we need some social constructs for that. And so that's all about promoting social interaction and promoting social competition. So two things that are on that page are guilds and leaderboards. And so, you know, guilds are a great way for like-minded people to get together and form like a social group where when you get on, you can look who's in your guild, invite people, and kind of group up and do activities and stuff like that.
And we understand how important that is for games of this style, for sure. It's been part of what we've done for a bunch of other games for years, and I think it's going to be a really big addition as part of that Stronger Together element to bring that together in a nice way.
Yeah, for sure. And then leaderboards, like I don't want to get into all the details today, but leaderboards is about social competition. So like if you're like ahead in the power curve and you're starting to beat some of the more difficult difficulty levels like Grandmaster 2 or 3, and you're starting to get like decked out in Masterwork and Legendaries, you know, as that loot chase, you know, you're reaching a very powerful level, you want to compete with your friends. So then it becomes more than just can I beat the content and can I get the best loot to can I do it better than my friends? And what does better than my friends mean? That's the stuff that we'll talk about later. As well as what content would have a leaderboard and how does that work? And is it like a yearly leaderboard or a weekly leaderboard? Like all those things we don't want to talk about right now, but that's some of the stuff we'll discuss. But just to kind of put that out there, that Stronger Together is about things like those two things, and that's not the end of the list of what we want to do. It's about improving social interaction across the board. They might be quality of life improvements or some other things we have in mind, but just to give a sense of that theme. And then the third one is the Cataclysm. So the Cataclysm is really, and we've talked a bit about this in press and interviews and maybe even on a stream at some point, but it's really about aspirational content. And so, you know, players often ask questions like, will you have raids? And like, we don't want to use that term raid, but like, what does a raid represent? It's aspirational content. It's the thing that you do with friends that you might schedule like Tuesday, Thursday nights to play together. And it's like the toughest challenge with the greatest rewards. And so for us, that comes in the form of a Cataclysm. And there's a lot of detail to share there and a lot of information that's not for today. But that's what it represents in the ecosystem. So we're kind of saying, as you come to Anthem and experience the world, you'll experience this evolving world, and events will spawn, and you'll have these unique experiences, and then you'll band together in groups and start to experience social competition. And then that journey takes you to you know, the biggest part of the act, which is the Cataclysm. They're saying like, now that you've learnt all these things and you form these friendships and you have this power, like now go take on a tougher challenge. That's a bit more aspirational, but we still want it to be really accessible. So it'll be something that a group of 4 players can just go and play and have a good time. It's just that they might not get the same loot and rewards as a highly coordinated group of more what you would call, say, a hardcore players.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
again, none of that makes a lot of sense without all the details.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to tease enough to,
Yeah.
to say there's some really cool stuff coming, and then as we get into the live service, you know, we're fixing the issues that come up and we're improving the game, we can start sharing more details about, okay, hey, and now we're also adding new stuff. What is that new stuff? And we'll keep sharing that. But there are 3 themes for Act 1.
That was the best thing about this live stream. The weird thing was that they've changed the name of the blueprints from blueprints to sigils. I don't know why, it doesn't sound right, and it is blueprints, so yeah, but Ben Irving said he'll tell us the reason later, so we'll trust Ben. The Colossus is more powerful than in the demo. They made the health and shield stronger, so the Javelin is as powerful as it looks, and that's awesome. It's not as squishy as it was in the demo. What I don't like is this early access stuff. If the game is ready for Friday, why? Why don't they just release the game on the 15th? I understand that EA wants to have something exclusive, but I think it hurts the games. Instead of buying the games, people rent them. Sort of. That way, they don't pay full price if they cancel after a month. So why do it, when they could make more money by not doing it? I don't know the business side of it, but it just seems weird. Here, we got a sneak peek at the challenge screen and its rewards. You see here that it says loyalty. And in the game, there are 3 factions, and you can do contracts for them to make the loyalty higher and earn sweet loot. And the 4th changes based on the loyalty you have to a specific faction. HDR mode and camera shake slider is in the game for the early access. The mouse control and sensitivity for flight and swimming are a lot better. It's so much more responsive. Ben had the controller as his favorite, now it's mouse and keyboard. And that says a lot. They made over 1,000 changes since the demos, and they will announce the complete patch notes on the 22nd. And look at this! The mission select screen has changed. This makes it much easier and faster to choose an activity. This is much, much better. I almost forgot. We got a look at how the running works in Fort Tarsis. In my eyes, this is fast enough. Any faster would look too unnatural. Yeah, and that was really it. Not much new information, a lot we've already talked about in previous videos. And now I'm ready to make a video about the short film, Anthem Conviction. I'll try and upload that video later today. If I don't have time, it'll be up tomorrow. Are you looking forward to the post-launch content? Comment below. This was the latest details on Anthem. Thank you for watching. You are awesome. Like this video and subscribe to be a part of the awesome gang. And remember to hit that bell button to get the latest updates on Anthem. Thank you. I love you all and be kind to one another. Until next time.